What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video by Helmet 49ers podcast. I'm your host, JT. My co-host is my dad.
How's it going, JT?
First, don't forget to like
and subscribe.
Cue the intro music. So, a few days ago, the trade deadline passed, and the Niners traded for Khalil Davis, not Kalia.
I didn't get to do the drum roll.
Oh,
just kidding. Yeah, not a big surprise. So yeah, Khalil Davis sounds familiar.
Yeah, not to be confused with their other defensive tackle, Khalil Davis, and Khalil Davis is a defensive tackle that just came out of the Texans.
Yeah, so we've traded for so far 3 defensive linemen from the Texans. Amenahu, defensive end. Malik Collins, just this past off season, or we signed for him. And now we traded for Khalil Davis, I think you pronounce it. Sounds pretty much the same. I was kind of confused. I had to look online to see if we just traded for a player that we had on the practice squad or something. I was getting confused. It was the same person.
Was on the team, right?
And then I checked. Oh no, it's a different spelling. It looks almost the same, but yeah, same position, same last name, almost the same first name.
Yep. And same number, I think. It was numbers Clay Davis. The 94, 96.
That is a good question. I think it's 93.
Oh, none.
Close.
Khalil Davis is 94, I think. So really close together.
Really close. Great. Yeah, so what do you think about the signing? The trade.
Oh yeah, and we also give a 2026 7th round pick for him.
Yeah, so 7th round pick next year's, not this coming draft. Is yeah, you're right. It's the draft after. So we gave up pretty little, as minimal as you can, I guess. So what do you think? Gonna help, hurt, or nothing? Doesn't move the needle.
Doesn't move the needle at all, to be honest. He's not a game maker. He's not any game changer at all. He's just a guy, a jag. Just a body.
Jag. Yeah. Just some depth. You're right. Yeah. So not a needle mover. We didn't really get a really impact player, unfortunately, that we were hoping, and we were always hoping for like these big trades.
Aziz.
Aziz Ojulari or Darius Smith.
Darius Smith.
Some defensive end, some edge, some I don't know. But yeah, didn't happen this time. And I guess they're just assuming that all these players that are on IR and whatnot will be coming back, and basically that's the reinforcements we'll be having. Because we probably would have spent a lot to get an impact player, and maybe they just want draft picks more than they want a 1-year rental. Right?
Yeah. Because there's been a lot of injuries this year.
We looked up his PFF grades for this Davis guy, right? I mean, what did you think? It was kind of in the not so hot PFF grades, like 70s is like just a bit above starter. I think you said 60s, kind of in the starter range. I think this Davis guy, we looked it up.
He has a 53.5 QB rating. I'm not QB rating, sorry. PFF grade.
Okay, so he's basically a backup. That's what he is. All right. So, I was really hoping that we trade with the Giants and get Aziz. He's a defensive end. And also Darius Slayton, another Giant. He's a wide receiver. He's got some speed, a veteran player. I thought he would have been a nice fit for us too. Oh well. We just got a couple people coming back like Dre Greenlaw or Hufanga or CMC, Gross Matos, just a few people, but I guess that would be the influx of talent that would be coming back, that will be coming in. So Hopefully, we'll get a good push at the second half of this season. Anyways, so anything else you want to add, JT, about that pickup, that trade?
No.
No. Okay. All right. So since right, it is the pretty much mid-season for us.
We are going to do some midseason awards.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, first, you're going to do offensive player MVP.
Okay. All right. Let me look this up. I know who it is. There's a few people that I thought were worthy of the MVP for offense. Um, but I got to give it to George Kittle. The guy is a warrior. The guy has been leaned on this season, especially with all the injuries, and he's come through time and time again. The catches, the blocks he's made, the amount of touchdowns he's caught this time, he's gotten his good share. Is what he deserves and what he needs because he's so talented. And even at what is he? I forgot, 31 years old or something like that. He's playing at like the highest level he has. So I got to give it to him because let me see. I mean, there's been some seasons where he just disappears completely from the offense, and maybe Shanahan changed his mind about using him more as an offensive weapon, or maybe the injuries just pushed him to use him. But hello, George Kittle is really good. Um, through his games, he's gotten starting with the first game of the season. He had 40, then 76 yards and 45 yards, 64, 58, 92, and 128 against Dallas. So far, he's gotten 6 touchdowns already in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. That's amazing. That's great. So that guy is the MVP. He has shown up, showed out, and has helped carry this offense. So there you go. How about you,
Yeah.
JT? Who is your defensive MVP?
I am going to say Fred Warner. It's pretty obvious, I think, for everyone. I was also thinking of DeAndre Lenore, who's been really, really good.
That's a good one too. Yes.
Fred Warner has been kind of cooling off lately, but his
Yeah.
stats are still really good.
Maybe he's maybe a little bit of injury. Maybe he slowed him down a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, he was hot coming out at the beginning of the season for sure.
He has 2 interceptions, a pick six. Used that peanut. Uh, yeah, he used the peanut punch a lot to force a lot of fumbles.
We need that.
Yeah,
We need some more of that for sure.
4 forced fumbles.
Yeah,
He also
wow.
has a sack. And then he has 66 tackles in 8 games.
Yeah, that's really good. He was looking to be defensive player of the year for a while in the beginning. It's kind of cooled off, like you said, but you don't know. He might get hot again. He has the ability, so we've seen it, and he might still win that. Yeah,
But it's gonna be really hard for him to win Defensive Player of the Year.
because
He's a linebacker.
no linebacker love, I guess. Okay, yeah, that's kind of true. Not it seems to be defensive ends mostly. You know, possibly a cornerback sometimes, but yeah, linebackers not so much. All right, so I guess I'll take my turn for um, this surprise player of the season so far, and it was pretty easy. You guessed it beforehand. Dominic Pooney is the biggest surprise, just because drafted out of the third round, he played tackle and left guard and things like that in college. But then they moved him to right guard or to be a backup. And, that's all you would think. We had Feliciano and we had Burford as our right guard. Of course, Aaron Banks was the left guard. So they were going to move him inside one of the guard spots. And, well, we had a lot of, starter experience there already. A veteran plus a younger Burford who had a good amount of starter experience too. The guy's going to be second or third string guard somewhere or something in the team. So for Pooney to really show up during training camp, that was the first time you get to see him. And from the podcasts that I was listening to, they were really focusing in on him. I remember when we went to the training camp and we saw the Locked On 49ers podcast people there. I was talking to Eric Crocker, who's one of the hosts, and I was talking to him about cornerbacks. He says, I wasn't really watching the cornerbacks, even though Eric Crocker was a cornerback for the Jets. He said he was looking at Dominic Pooney. That's what interested him the most. I was like, wow, really? He goes, I guess Pooney was really showing up in training camp and really proving that he could become a starter. And when the time came, well, there was injuries to Burford and Feliciano, which kind of pushed Pooney up forward to be a starter. He played. He's playing at maybe a Pro Bowl level right now as a rookie. So really great. Biggest surprise to me. I did not think he was going to become a starter, and injuries might have pushed him up. Maybe it's a good thing that those injuries happened, and Pooney got to show what he could do. So he looks like a top guard right now. Lucky for us.
So for me, the most disappointing player was, I have to say it, but it's kind of Brock Purdy, because everyone was saying how
Ouch. Just kidding. Cool.
everyone
Yeah.
was saying how he had a full off season to improve and, yeah, just build more chemistry, because he was injured in the Eagles game and didn't have much time to improve. But he's been worse than last season. I don't know if it's him playing against hard teams or him having less weapons, but his stats aren't great, and Niners are 4-4. It's kind of a little bit because of him and his play,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I would have said Brandon Ayuk, but he's like injured, so I don't know if he would have improved or not. And it was a Trevor Edgeworth, but now we know he
Yeah.
was our
Yeah.
best way. So
A lot of disappointments this season for sure. I could have thrown in Devondre Campbell or
I didn't
Leonard
expect
Floyd.
anything out of him.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it was hopeful that he was going to play better or play like he used to when he was a Pro Bowler with the Packers.
He was an All
Um,
Pro before, actually.
All Pro, sorry, All Pro. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you're right. I mean, I hate knocking Purdy down because he's been such a great find for us. But you're right. Um, in the beginning, especially, something was off. I was like, what is wrong with Purdy? He had a whole offseason. He was healthy. He got stronger, knew the playbook better, all these other things. We were thinking we were going to get an improved Purdy, but like you said, we got a worse Purdy. He wasn't thrown correctly. His timing was off. Um, it's confusing. You think that his accuracy and his playmaking ability is just something in him, something innate. Well, it was just missing in the beginning of the season, and showed up now and then. We still don't know exactly what we got with Purdy. There's always going to be a question mark, maybe because he was Mr. Irrelevant. I don't know, but there's a lot of prove it to us. Prove it to us. You got to keep proving it. Because if you slip up, you're like, oh man, maybe he's not that elite quarterback franchise guy. Uh, yeah, I think that was a good choice. Um, yeah, that was a good one. All right, so I guess that's about it. Anything else you want to
Yeah,
add?
I also want to mention that Nick Bosa kind of disappointing. Maybe I'm expecting too much, but like he's not getting the sacks that I want.
You want, yeah. No, that's true. I don't know why, or is it the scheme?
What happened to the defensive player of the year? Like
I don't
I'm
know.
trying to get like a little bit close to that.
I
And he's not
know,
really getting
you're
close to
right.
that.
It's very true because you would hope that he can take over a game because I've seen like Hutchinson take over a game or Garrett or TJ Watt or
Trey
Trey
Hendrickson's
Henderson. All of these people can. Why not Bosa? I don't care if there's nobody on the other side. The other people don't have great players on the other side either. No all pros playing the other defensive end side. You just make your own. Make your own play. You don't need anybody else if you're that kind of a game wrecker. And Nick Bosa is paid like that. And I used to think, oh, the sacks will come. But they're not coming. We're halfway through, and they're still not really coming. So I don't know. I'm not sure. He's just as fast and as fit as he was before. So I don't know if it's different scheme. They're asking him to do something different, and he's okay with not getting sacks.
or maybe he's not trying as much anymore because he got paid.
Oh, I sure hope not. I feel like Nick Bosa and the Bosa family, they just strive for greatness. They want to be great. I don't think he would do that. I don't think that's in his DNA. I don't think so. Hard to explain. Yeah. Oh, well. So what's coming up next for us?
The Buccaneers and so many players are coming back.
Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, we should have let off with that. That is like the biggest news almost of the season for the Niners is
Yeah.
the return.
We'll talk about that in the preview podcast.
Okay. Okay.
Well, that wraps up for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and goodbye.